Hey everybody, just got forward with my video review on the Transformers Animated Voyager Lugnut figure. Now I'll just show you the box real quick. Put the figure aside. So here we have the box. There we have Lugnut looking like he just stepped in something. Seems kind of angry. There we have a headshot of Lugnut. The pictures of the figure and the info. And the side, the featured characters and such. Top with that same picture, and the bottom with all these featured and upcoming figures. Really looking forward to these two. So back to the review. Now the back of the box states that this alternate mode would be a bomber plane. I wouldn't know anything about that, so I'll go along with that. I'll just show you a real quick size comparison with Voyager Incinerator, which I happen to have in his vehicle mode. And they're pretty similar. They're pretty much the same length going sideways, but as you can see from the front, Incinerator's wings tower over Lugnut. Now his color scheme would be primarily purple and this type of turquoise color. Purple being all over the figure, as you can see there. This type of turquoise color, maybe even aqua blue or something like that, sea green, I don't know. I'll go with turquoise. You'll see that color in the linings of the window, on these side turrets right here, on these barrels on the front, on the top of the wings right here, on the back of the jet, on the tail right there, on the landing gear. So if you see that, I'll get to that later. On the turret on the top, and on top of the wings right here. Now I also see black featured on the windows and red featured on the tail of the vehicle. Some kind of yellowish greenish color featured here, which looks kind of like caution tape. And the last color that I see is gold, featured on both wings of the vehicle, right there and right there. Now my overall rating of the alternate mode would be a 9.5 out of 10. It looks really good. It looks very show accurate. The only problem that I really have with this mode is the quality control of the figure, which is right here in the cockpit. It doesn't stay together even if I push together as hard as I can. It won't stay together, it separates or it just falls back. And I know that Night/2020 had the same exact problem, so I don't know if it's a problem with any other Lugnut figures. So I'll just get to the transformation. I don't really look at the instructions. I didn't look at the instructions for the animated figures I picked up, so if I don't do it the way you do it, try not to complain. I do it the way I do it. Yeah. So the first thing I want to do is go ahead and grab this flap right here. Lift that up. Do the same on the other side. Then I'll grab the legs back here. Well, before I even do that, you should push it in the landing gear. I'll go ahead and grab the legs. And before you do that, you actually had to take off the tail. So then you'll get to the legs, pull them down like so, rotate the bottom section like that, and rotate this front of the jet, or the plane down, and if you see those little squarish pegs right there, they'll click into the holes located down there. And that will keep the lower body in place. Next thing I want to do is go ahead and grab the legs right here and fold them down and fold the feet forward. I'll just do that again. And they're very sturdy feet. As you can see here, it's holding up the whole entire top half of the figure. Next thing I want to do is go ahead and fold this back section right here downwards, and once you do that, the head will actually pop-up, which is very similar to Bulkhead's automorph in the head. Next thing you want to do is go ahead and flip these wings upwards, like so. Rotate the arms down, and they're plugged in with a hole right there and a peg right there. So go ahead and fold down the arms right there, as you can see, and rotate these upwards until these things right here are on top and the arms are down there. That's basically it. If you want, you can always open his hands, as you can see right there. Doesn't really matter. But that completes Bulkhead or Lugnut's transformation. I get those guys confused a lot. So he's pretty much a really loyal Decepticon to Megatron. He'll take any commands given by Megatron, and he's very powerful. He's pretty much Bulkhead here's rival. And as you can see, even though this guy is a short figure, but he's still taller than Bulkhead. They're both really powerful, but this guy always ends up beating Bulkhead with strength. So that's basically it. I'll just show his weapon. He doesn't really have any gimmicks except for the automorph in his head and his hands opening up like so. So I'll show you his weapon. If you see this weapon right here, you'll fold that down and you'll see that peg right there. You'll plug it into either hand because both hands have that hole right there. Then we'll go ahead and plug in the mace, as they call it. I don't know what else it would look like. And there you have Lugnut holding his weapon. It looks pretty good, but if you want to make the weapon look even more intimidating, you'll see this little peg right there, the purple. If you just push that against the ground. Heck. Oh wow, I just broke it. Okay, so take two. If you see that peg down there, when you have the weapon plugged in just right, you go ahead and push the peg against the ground, and his mace will open up even more. And there you have Bulkhead with his weapon. Now his articulation, just take away his weapon, would be he has some articulation in his hands, those open and close. His head can't move squat. His arms can rotate 360 degrees. They can't move in and out from the body, but they can bend at the elbow about that much. They actually have 2 points of articulation, one at the upper elbow and one at the lower elbow. His legs can move in and out from the body. They can move back and forward, and they can bend at the knee. And his feet can also rotate up and down. Now, I don't really have any problems with this robot mode, except for the fact that he's really, really short. But that's still cool. Still looks very strong and intimidating. For size comparison, I already showed Bulkhead, so I'll show Prime. The battle damaged Prime. And the battle damaged Prime is a lot taller. Now, last size comparison would be with Bumblebee. And they're just about the same height. Bumblebee is a little bit taller. But yes, just to get an idea of how tall he is. Now my final opinion on this figure is he's a definite must-have. He's really good. If they come out with a a leader figure, then definitely go along with that. But this guy is really, really cool still. So yeah, I rate him a 10 out of 10. No, I rate him a 9.5 out of 10 figure. He's really good. Still don't know about that cockpit thing, if that's just a problem with my figure, but he's really good. He's definitely worth a search.